Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
And there is so much stuff. I've got I have a whole screen full of stuff for this video. So I may have to split this one into two. There's a lot going on with the Ripple case with the SEC, a lot of craziness, and so I'm going to go along. But first, I want to remind you all you're headed to tax season. So if you need help with your crypto taxes, you can go to Clinton Donnelly. His website is cryptotaxaudit.com. That could be just help in the preparation of your taxes, but he also has his different packages where, like defense, and if you're worried about getting audited, he's got all kinds of different packages, and one of them is early warning, one of them is audit defense. So be sure to go check out cryptotaxaudit.com, and I'll put this in the top of this description. This is one of the things a lot of people don't really think about, but there's so many aspects to the crypto and taxes that you really need somebody that knows what they're talking about, and Clinton Donnelly specializes in this. Okay, there's rumors going around right now. Ooh, yeah, that sounds like a thumbnail. Let me write that down. Coinbase, rumors, relist rumors, right there. Okay. Hey, but where else does somebody come up with their thumbnails while they talk to you? Okay, so this was a tweet from yesterday evening or whatever. Wait, Coinbase just bought 40 million XRP. You already know what's up. So somebody found the transaction where they had bought 40 million XRP, and then James Rule came in and he says, we'd say Win shuts down the phenomenal XRP rich list stat page, and Ripple sends 40 million to Coinbase on the same day. Well, I'm not saying that those two things have anything to do with each other. I think We'd Say Wind just didn't have the time to do it. But in any event, the $40 million purchase of Coinbase by Coinbase really does catch my attention. You have to wonder there. All right, John Deaton had tweeted this. He was talking, this was a tweet from Mr. Whale. Federal Reserve President Loretta Mester says the cross-border payments are one of the most prominent applications for CBDC. And John Deaton says many people believe Ripple should not have focused on cross-border payments and instead focused on smart contracts. Imagine if the lawsuit had not been filed where adoption of XRP could be. And now that we know all of the ties between Ethereum and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and all these Wall Street players, I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. And I've said it 1,000 times. This was intentional and continues to be intentional. And Gary Gensler is their puppet, okay? I'll say it over and over. JP Terrett passes the torch to Simon McLaughlin as new Uphold CEO. I wanted to make sure I mentioned this. This is interesting right here. You remember, over 6 months ago, the guy, JP Terrett, told me in an interview, he said that they were looking to either go public or they were looking to go, they were looking to either be bought or go, I think he wanted to go public, is what he said. But that was 8+ months ago he said that. And he said he had I think he said he had a 6-month timeline. And now they're making this move. This opens my eyes, and it makes me think, as you should think, especially if you're Link2 customer, you should be on Link2 checking out if there's any Uphold left. But also, I was told that they added a bunch of Ripple to the platform, and against the backdrop of a lot of the news I'm seeing, not just with this Uphold news, but with Ripple, you better be paying attention to that, because I think that I was telling somebody yesterday on the phone, the way I see where we are right now, for myself and for you and for a lot of people out here, there's a window. And these windows, I don't think this window lasts too long. 1 year, 2 years, maybe 3 to 5 if we're pushing it. And my objective here is to go through that window and come out the other side and have done pretty well, and I think that's probably what your goal is too. Even if we have to break through the window, that's what we're doing. But don't miss the window, okay? And the window's up on link 2 for Uphold and for Ripple, and I would imagine that pretty soon nobody's going to be able to get those kind of shares. Now, I won't play the video again because we've played it a lot of times. You all know what the video is. But yesterday they announced that the FBI was opening a crypto unit. So I said, great news, the FBI is opening a crypto unit. They can start here. This one's hard to miss. And this, of course, is the end of it, is where Joseph Lubin's talking about the disguised whales that he's going to help purchase Ethereum. All right, Charles Hoskinson says, so now that Canada has become a fascist regime, what should the national anthem be? Listen to this. This is creepy.
So you're confirming that accounts have been frozen, both personal and corporate, but you're not releasing the information. And the actual follow-up is, I'm just wondering whether the bank accounts will be targeted of individuals who donated to the Give, Send, Go and the GoFundMe campaigns. Are they considered designated people under the Emergencies Act, meaning that their credit cards could be cut and financial services are targeting them as well?
Okay, so the names of both individuals and entities, as well as crypto wallets, have been shared by the RCMP with financial institutions, and accounts have been frozen, and more accounts will be frozen. Crowdfunding platforms and payment service providers have started the registration process with FinTrack. In terms of the specifics on whose accounts are being frozen, you now have the regulations. The financial service providers have those regulations as well, and they, working with law enforcement, will be making the operational decisions.
Now, JV had put this out. He says, I believe Senator Warnock is on the right side. Now, this is a letter that Senator Warnock sent to JV as a response. And I think it's important. We're pointing out who the bad guy politicians are, who the anti-crypto politicians are, but it's also important that we point out the ones that are paying attention so that they can get the proper credit. And this guy, I'm not going to read the whole letter, but it's basically a responsive type letter to a citizen the way that it used to be in the United States of America, like they really do give a damn. Okay, and so Senator Warnock, again, I don't even know, is that a Democrat or Republican? I don't even know. He's one of them. Doesn't matter to me. That's the other point I want to make sure we get across. I don't give a rat's behind. Democrat, Republican, whatever you are out there, if you're anti-free market, anti-crypto, then we're going to try to get you out of there, period. I don't care what side you're on. It's not about that. Then John Deaton responded to him, and he said, I've been telling people for a while that we all play a part. JV took the time and engaged. Imagine if we could get a half a dozen senators or representatives from the banking committees to sit in a room together and give us 20 minutes to put on a slideshow. We win. Oh, let me tell you, you want some people across this country soiling themselves, put some people from XRP, community army, whatever you want to call it, in a room with the banking committee to go through the things we found. These people would be shocked. They might not be shocked. Some of them may know what's going on and be ignoring it. But at least one or two would be shocked, and they wouldn't be able to let this go anymore. Okay. Elon Musk has XRP Crypto Wolf had retweeted this about Elon Musk accuses U.S. Securities Exchange Commission of conducting unrelenting investigation into him and Tesla, like they're using it as a weapon almost. And the XRP Crypto Wolf said he should join our fight. And I said, join Elon Musk. We have a much bigger bite than Dogecoin. Quit wasting your time talking about that. Now, Yahoo Finance. Crypto should be regulated by the CFTC, not the SEC. So this is Chris Giancarlo, who I met when I was at Bitcoin Miami last year. Very nice guy. What you're seeing now is, the way I understand it, is this executive order is going to basically tell all agencies you need to get together and figure out who's going to do what, is the way I've interpreted it. Well, Christian Carlo thinks the CFTC should have a bigger hand in crypto than the SEC. We'll see how all that pans out. Eleanor Terrett had weighed in on the executive order here. I'd covered this part, but not this. Her reporting corroborates what I was told by my source that the SEC, CFTC, U.S. Treasury, and other agencies will be asked to weigh in on regulation. I believe all these organizations were working together way back when. I believe politics entered into this. Enter Jay Clayton, Gary Gensler, Bill Hinman, and all these clowns. I believe that these guys were in one way or another, were doing the bidding of someone. And I believe that all of this was being worked out over the last few years, and that it got poisoned. Speaking of poison, Scoop, SEC Chair Gensler pitches his crypto vision at an exclusive House Democrat event. And then John Deaton had grabbed something out of it. He says he kicked it off by comparing the spate of crypto advertisements during this month's Super Bowl to the surge in subprime mortgages that led to the financial crisis of 2007-2008. Gensler is fear-mongering in an effort to gain power. He claims all cryptos are securities. And then Eleanor Terrett weighed in on it too. Similar to what he told Fox Business on Tuesday, back in 2000, there were 14 Super Bowl ads about .com companies, many of which went defunct later. So I wouldn't confuse the advertisement with the credibility or the viability of these projects. Okay? Mark my words, this guy Gensler was sent on a mission to give this brand new asset class over to his buddies at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. That's what this is about. He doesn't give a lick about, remember who advertised in that Super Bowl? You had Coinbase, you had FTX, I think crypto.com maybe. So basically you've got the SEC chairman who's saying, oh, don't pay those companies, they're not necessarily going to survive. So you people that run those companies, you ought to be really frightened by what he did, because this guy thinks that JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, that they can do it better, and we don't need these upstarts. He's wanting to pick the winners and the losers. Now, wanted to also show you this. Eleanor Terrett, I was retweeting what she just said here about how back in 2000, the Gary Gensler, he was trying to compare what's going on to back in 2000. And I wanted to point this out. In 2000, the free market decided who was going to win and who was going to lose, and it did. Then we had the financial crisis where the government bailed out their friends. The people went along with this falsely. They shouldn't have gone along with it. Now we have Gary Gensler, and he thinks he's supposed to decide who the winners and losers are in 2022. See where this is going, folks? I warned people about this during the financial crisis. Listen, .com, we had a .com boom and a .com bust, okay? Do you realize that I am not sitting here talking to you if I don't experience the .com boom and the .com bust? The failure of I got burned by the .com bust, just like a lot of people did. The failure of that .com bust was one of the greatest teachers in my life. And teachers are a good thing. What has happened to this country is we have had these, whatever you want to call them, fascist, socialist, communists, creep into this country, and what they are doing is they are trying to take away the free market, folks. Make no mistake, that's what's going on here. We're not supposed to have wins and losses, but that's what a free market is. And your failures are your greatest teachers. It's a good thing to fail. I want my sons to fail. My sons in baseball that I talk about all the time on this channel have failed over and over. My son failed this week in a baseball game. And you know what I told him? I said, listen, you're not going to have all good games. If you had all good games, you wouldn't have any reason to go out and go back to the grind and keep working. You wouldn't have a reason to compete. If every game you walked out there and you were the best pitcher on the field, what's the point? Failures, wins, losses, all of this is good. And these sickos are trying to strip it out of this country. And if you do that, what you're going to get is you're going to have a country where everybody's the same. And that's called one of a few things: socialism, communism. Well, it doesn't work, never has worked, and it's evil. And so this business of behind the scenes, having these closed door meetings where the SEC is getting with certain groups and deciding who's going to win, who's going after one guy but not going after another guy who did even worse, this doesn't work. That's the reason you can't have this enforcement the way that Gary Gensler wants to do it, where it's just selective enforcement, because you're not giving anybody the rules, and it gives him a way to pick winners and losers, and that's what he wants. That's why this is so sick, and that's why I'm so pissed. That's why so many people are pissed off with me, and that's why these people will lose. They're going to lose because they don't have the truth and what's right and wrong on their side. These people are sick. We will revisit this, okay? But I just wanted to reiterate all of that. Now, I'm going to cut this video off here so that I can, I didn't even get to the part with the SEC memos and all, but it's okay. We did a good video. We fought the good fight. We'll do it again. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that these sickos that want to somehow, oh, I know what's good. I know what's good. We don't need free market. I know what's good for it. We got to stop this. We can't have this where people try to be really aggressive, and if they lose, they go down, or they get overly aggressive, and if they lose, they go down. We can't have investors. Investors are just too stupid. I'm Gary Gensler. I have to protect them all.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.